Thank you very much at the ladies. And are we going to attempt to answer that question today with two great teams? We've got 7 guys and 7 ladies down front. We have their respective rooting sections up and back. As you can see, we color-coded them so that they could tell themselves apart, the guys in blue and the ladies in pink. 1 week we will be together, so as the week progresses, things will get a lot more intimate and a lot more interesting and perhaps just a little bit more confrontational. That's part of the fun on All About the Opposite Sex. And the last thing to talk about is, what are the fiscal benefits of being on this show? At the end of each day, we will reward the winning team with $1,000. Enough of me, let's get going with the game. Ladies, we're going to start off with you. You're dating a real cute guy. Now, that's for starters. He wines you, he dines you. Great dancer, perfect gentleman. Doesn't talk about his job, but one evening he invites you to watch him at work, and you are quite surprised to see he is a male stripper. You sit, you watch him being fawned over by an audience of love-starved women, and he is loving every second of it. Now, ladies, how do you feel? A, terrific? The guy belongs to you. No threat there. B, terrible. The guy belongs to everybody. Insist that he quit. Or C, stuff $1 in his shorts and leave. Surprises like that you do not need. Think about the answer, lock it in, and we will have, let's have Dan come up. Hi, Dan. And Rebecca. We want Rebecca to come up. Hello, how are you?
Real good.
We'll start off with Dan. Tell me about yourself, sir.
Well, I live in San Diego. I go to San Diego State. I'm a communication major. I just lost my 6-foot inflatable pig to an injury. That was difficult. I'm getting over that now.
I can see Greek written on your face.
And I teach traffic school in my spare time.
Okay, good to have you aboard, sir.
Good to be here.
And we want Rebecca's little life story.
First of all, I want to know how he lost that pig.
No, I don't.
My name is Rebecca, and I live in Sherman Oaks, and I am from Puerto Rico originally. And why are you looking at me like
I'm
that?
trying to scrutinize you. I need
He's jumping ahead. Looking good, Rebecca.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Dan, I want you to take a look at Rebecca, as you've been doing. Now, I guess that's
But it's not
already
a
been
difficult
done.
thing to do.
Remember the situation. She's got a guy that she likes very much. She invites her to go out with him and take a look at him at work. He's a male stripper. Look at Rebecca into those beautiful eyes and tell her how you think she will handle this situation.
First of all, I'm surprised she didn't, look for a male stripper to begin with. I would figure that's, no, I mean, hey, Rebecca, look, she's,
Whoop it on you.
you're dressed wildly. I saw you backstage, or, you're
How
certainly
much of me, huh?
not a lot, not as much, as maybe you often show people, but, the truth is, oh, come on, Rebecca, you're like my sister here, okay? Anyhow, I think what would probably happen is you'd be a little bit shocked by the whole thing if you didn't know in advance. It's interesting that you're frequenting these places to begin with, but I think what you would probably do is go and put the dollar bill down the crotch. I think, and that's letter C.
And leave him.
And leave
You're
him.
saying C. If you're right, we will double the number of points that the guys can get in this round. Rebecca, after that, I don't know whether we should set this thing up for Las Vegas in the ring or something, but please answer, Dan, and tell him how you handle the situation.
Well, first of all, I think if a guy, Dan, would you do anything like that? I mean...
It depends on my mood on any given day,
Yeah,
sure.
and it depends if there's any farm animals in the audience.
Exactly.
I mean, who knows where those women have been touching and where they've been. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah, and especially I bet you know what I mean. But anyway, my feeling is he'd be dog meat.
He's out of here. You're saying C. Well, Dan, we must remember to get you two together again. Dan, very nicely done.
Thank you very much.
You have now doubled the number of points that you can get. Now take a look at the rest of the women that we have here and tell me how you think the majority of them answered this situation. For every match you get, we will give you not 1 but 2 points because you doubled. You can change your answer if you'd like.
No, these women basically, they're Rebecca-esque, I think, in nature, I think they're going to go with Rebecca. I think Rebecca represents her gender quite well. I believe it's going to be.
We're looking for very escus C's, I guess. And so, ladies, hold up those answers. How many of you said C? 14 said C. That means that the guys have 28 points. Thank you both very much. Okay.
Actually, they would
A, tell them what's wrong.
You're saying that most women would tell them what's wrong. Now, point to the woman you're absolutely secure would do...
I think, well, I'm not shy. I'd say I would definitely ante up.
Great. Where are the cards? Guys, what did you say? You agreed. Okay, double the number of points. Thank you, Mickey, very much. 132 points for the guy. Hey, very good. You doubled the point. 264 points. Thank you, Janet. And Jeff, come back up here, please.
What do women know about men? In a moment, we'll find out. We'll find out who knows all about the opposite sex. And now, our host of All About the Opposite Sex, David Buck.
Teams, everybody ready to go? Let's start off with the ladies as quick as we can. As the song says, there are 50 ways to leave your lover, but he picked the worst possible way. He up and left without a word of explanation. Now it's a year later, and he's called asking for your forgiveness. He says he made a big mistake and wants to start dating you again. What happens now, ladies? A, you give him another chance. You did love the guy once. B, stand him up. Make a date, then don't show up. Revenge at last. Or C, tell him to bug off. He could do it again. Who knows? A little audience participation there. Lock in your answers, please, ladies. And while you're doing that, Dan. Dan, how are you? Good to see you. And we'll get Jackie up. How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you, David.
Dan, notice over the course of the week, every time the guys get something right, make some money, you go out of your mind, out of your gourd.
It's as if my life depends on every single answer. I mean, financially, I can go either way. I may not be eating in a week. So every time I get a right answer, I'm thinking food, food, food. I love it.
Yeah. So there's dollars and cents.
And I'm very competitive to boot. So
I know. We noticed that. We noticed that. That's why I brought up Jackie. You said a couple of days ago that you had 5 children with 20 feet.
That's correct.
Kind of an offhanded
My
allusion to the fact that
magnificent
you got cats. What is it about cats that you like?
They're just special because they're pampered animals, and I love them.
Back to the task at hand. Remember the situation? The ladies had a guy leave them in a very unceremonious style, kind of dropped them and walked out of their life. A year later, they get the phone call. Hi, honey, I'm interested in seeing you again. How do you think most women will handle this?
We said the worst way out of 50 ways. So I'm just imagining what that was. Probably just walked out, never mentioned it, called them up, and called them nasty names. That's the way I'm thinking what they did. So now they're really, obviously, very hurt by this whole thing. This person is slime. I have to believe that... Slime. Nothing else. Now, I guess the worst thing you could really do is stand him up, and then that would be sinking to that person's level, that guy's level, and I don't think anybody's that rude. So I think it's just not tell him to bug off is the answer.
C.
Tell him
to bug off.
C.
All right. Ladies, how many of you said C? That you...
Oh.
Wow. Wow. 16 ladies agreed with you, Dan. That was very well done. Now, here's what happens. You know that you've got 16 points for the guys thus far. They're all thinking in terms of $1,000. Tell me how you think Jackie responded to this. You can change your answer if you'd like. We'll double it to 32.
Sure. Well, Jackie's a very nice person. I mean, everyone's nice, but Jackie's just especially nice. And with that in mind, but yet she's not dumb, so it's got to be C.
Yeah, she'd be really nice if she agreed with you and doubled the points. I'm sure. Jackie?
If not, I'm going to be hurt.
Well, Dan, actually, I really am that rude. I'd stand that sucker up.
Okay. Hey, Dan, you did very well. You got 16 points for the guy.
How dangerous is it?
Sometimes in life, we have to make some choices. Sometimes